Okay, so we were just talking about our unit circle and the coordinates of our unit circle. And if we're looking at sine and we look at 0 degrees, 0 degrees, I'm not going up or down in the y-axis, so it's just 0. I should be doing that in a different color. Green. Green is pretty. 0. And then when I'm at pi over 2, which is here, pi over 2, y, the value of y is 1. So that's why when I'm at pi over 2, I'm here. Pi, I'm back to 0. And pi over 2, I'm now at, or 3 pi over 2, I'm now at negative 1. So we talked about that briefly on Friday. Questions on that? It's just going around the unit circle and finding the coordinates. So cosine is going to be the x value. So if this is 1, 0, and this is 0, 1, and negative 1, 0, and 0, negative 1. Now I'm looking at the x values. What is x all the way around my circle? So it's going to start with, when I'm at 0, I'm 1. When I'm at pi over 2, I'm 0. That's not 1. This is 1. When I'm at pi, I'm at negative 1. And when I'm at 3 pi over 2, I'm back to 0. And then 2 pi, 1 again. So it looks like this. That's a fun one to draw. Yeah, I'll just try. Questions on that one? You guys look tired. Long Monday? Okay. You're sad about what? Your log test? I'm sad about your log test too. It's a bump. You know how it's hard to I mean, want you guys to do so well, and then for people to bomb so bad, it's really hard to watch. And believe me, Sebastian, if I didn't have any A's or B's, we would be having a very much different conversation right now. But I had a ton. And so I can't justify the fact that I just sucked at it. You know what I mean? Because I can. I don't always teach the best. And I know that. Teachers make mistakes. But I had so many A's and B's that I can't justify either us retaking it, redoing it, or curving it. I can't curve it because I had somebody get 100%. Isaiah. Thanks. Yeah, Isaiah got 100. Good for him. And he knew it, too. As soon as he turned it in, he's like, I got 100 on this. He just knew it. I mean, that's when you really know your stuff, is when you're like, I know I got 100% on this test. Okay, so sine of 0. What is y at 0 degrees? Sine of 0. What is y at 270? Negative 1. And what is x at pi over 2? X? 0. This is 0, 1, so x is 0. I should be writing that. This is 0, negative 1, so y is negative 1. Sine of 0, this is 1, 0, and that's why y is 0. Is that starting to make a little bit more sense? Okay, good. The reason I keep going back to this is we're going to look at this a lot more tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do the whole unit circle, the coordinates of the unit circle. Okay? All right. I think I'll start with bow ties. So bow ties are green. Let's do green. So this is pi over 6. I'm just going to do my pi's. You guys should know your degrees at this point, right? So pi over 6. If I go all the way around the circle to pi, that's 6 over 6. So this must be 5 over 6, and this one must be 7/6. If all the way around the circle is 12/6, or 2 pi, then this must be 11 pi/6. So there's my bow ties. Next I'll do my butterflies. This is pi/3. Then this must be 2 pi/3. I'm going to skip 3 pi/3 and go to 4 pi/3 and 5 pi/3. So last is my 45. And it's every other one, right? Pi/4. It's actually the even ones, right? Or it's the odd ones. I have pi/4, then 3 pi/4, then 5 pi/4, and 7 pi/4. Because I'm skipping these here. This one, this one, this one. So the last thing I need to do is my benchmarks. So 0 pi or 2 pi. This is half of a pi. This is 2 halves or just pi. And this is 3 halves. Questions on that? Are you feeling pretty comfortable with the unit circle? Those are the angles. Right? So I guess that's what I'd like to make sure that we understand. This is not a spot, because tomorrow we're going to be labeling this, right? This is going to be an actual, let me move this. Put this back. This is going to be an actual point, a coordinate, where I'm going to have an x value and a y value. What's the pi/6 then? We just can't fit them all in here, but the pi/6 is the angle measure, or 30 degrees. Does that make sense? So even though we're putting it out on the outer circle, it's really the angle. That's what that stands for. Jonathan. Why is it just pi? Because it's 1 pi, Jonathan? And we don't normally write it 1. We don't normally write 1. Correct? Do I usually write it like that? I know, but it's the same thing. Do I normally write it like that? Like that. That's a 7. It's a 7 pi. Are you good? I thought we were in a lot of trouble right now. That's 1 pi. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, moving on. All right, so let's practice. Oh, so let's go back. So this is what the coordinates are going to look like. So the coordinates on a unit circle, this isn't going to be a unit circle, it's a 2-unit circle. So I have to divide everybody by 2 in order for it to be a unit circle. We're not going to use this today. I'm just showing you. I don't want there to be any surprises tomorrow when I start pulling these numbers out. You should know where they're coming from now, right? So this one is going to be 1, but I'm going to have to divide by √2, because √2/√2 equals 1. So then I'm going to have to divide both of these also by √2. These are my special triangles. Over here I wrote you, let me move this out of the way. So you now have a new poster over here on the board with your special triangles next to these special triangles, only these are the ones that have a hypotenuse equal to 1. It's the same thing, right? Just one scaled up and one scaled down. That's it. That's the only difference. Okay. Let's move on and go over those 3 problems. You guys want to try this one or you want me to do it? I'll do one. Okay. Negative 5 pi over 3. First of all, we're going negative. So I'm going to go in the negative direction. I'm going to go in sixes. For some of you want sixes, then I'll go back and do thirds. So I'm going to change this into negative 10 pi over 3. Right, Robert? Wrong. Thank you. All right, so this is 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6. I take, oops, wrong way. Wrong direction. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6. 6, 6 makes pi. So because some people don't like the threes. All right, so if that's 6 sixes, 7, 8, 9, there's my 10 sixes. That's 10 sixes right there. 10, so I'm going to go all the way. I started here. This is the way you would write it, just like that. This is negative 5 pi over 3. That was messy. Negative 5 pi over 3. That has a reference angle. A reference angle of 60 degrees. So I'm going to pull out my 60-degree triangle. And I know my 60-degree triangle has a 1 here, a 2 for the hypotenuse, and a root 3. I'm going to evaluate it using tangent. Tangent is really TOA, which is or y over x, right? The opposite is always the the vertical part of the triangle, and the adjacent is always the horizontal. Yes, Laith? Yes. For 45, it's root 2. Okay, so my y is this part of my triangle, which is root 3. And my x is 1. So my answer is root 3. You guys ready for one? We're going to use them tomorrow. Okay. You guys do this one. Oh, there's nothing to do here, right? There's no work. It's just here, right? This isn't a triangle, it's just a line, correct? And if it's a line, it's at 0, 1, and sine is y, so the answer is 1. You guys try this one.